Hello and welcome to week 16's Be College Ready seminar. And here are some of the group learning agreements, and we'll go over it again, which is be present and pay attention, and open your YSP journal to take notes and complete your assignments on your own. All right, and next. So Y Scholars program vision is to elevate people's growth mindset so we all achieve higher ambition, and our mission is to guide first generation high school students so they will pursue and obtain a college education. So the purpose of our Be College Ready seminars, hold up, I'm so sorry, is to guide you towards being ready for college, build your portfolio to prepare you for college and scholarship applications, and to increase your awareness of who you are and what direction you want to go. So remember to prepare for this session, I'll ask for you to open your YSP journal so you can take notes for the assignments. All right, so last week we talked about designing your resume, and this week we're going to be talking about it again, but in more details. And so it's part 2. So this session will be successful if we 1, understand the main purpose of your resume, and 2, learn how to make your resume stand out. So to start off the session, here's an interview question activity, which is basically practicing interview questions since we're doing resumes anyways. So what would you do? What would you say if someone tell you to describe how other people think of you? So write it down in your bullet point. Write down bullet points into your YSP journal. Should take like 2 minutes. All right. Feel free to pause the video. And then second question is, can you tell me more about yourself? Take 2 minutes and write some bullet points down. Maybe you don't need 2 minutes, but okay, next. The last question is, what is your greatest strength or weakness? This might need to take 2 minutes to just write some bullet points down, not to be complete sentences. All right, next. So now we will be we'll be reviewing what we learned the last session. So what we learned about designing resume part 1. So what is a resume? Do you guys remember what it is? So a resume is basically a piece of paper that showcases your education, your achievements, your skills, your past experiences. But a good resume will showcase your actual skills and show what you're actually capable of. So when do you need to have a resume? Do you guys remember from last week? So typically you need it for a job interview, right? When you apply for jobs, but scholarships, recommenders, programs, they can all ask for your resume. And it's just nice to keep a resume to keep track of what you've done in the past. So when you need to write a new resume, you can just like copy and paste or have it there for you. It's like a library, right? Okay, so this is a sample resume, and remember to keep it nice and clean, and so it's readable for the person that's going to look at it. So remember, a sample resume has your contact information, right? Like your email, your phone, your LinkedIn, and it has where you're at, like your city and your state. Sometimes they have a brief summary or like an objective of what this resume is for. And most importantly, always put your education. Okay, now the next part of the resume is to talk about your achievements or your experiences of what you have done in the past, right? And then here are some, you can always put skills and some awards, honors, or honorary mention. So basically your achievements, like what you've done, right? So what is the purpose of a resume? Feel free to guess. All right, so the purpose of a resume is to get you noticed. So how much time do you think college admission officers spend on your applications? 5 minutes, 15 minutes, or 45 minutes? Okay, so they tend to spend 15 minutes, around 15 minutes, or even sometimes less when they look through your applications. So you would write like 3 or 4 essays, right? It'll take you a couple hours, a couple days, or even longer than that sometimes to write all of your essays, but they only spend 15 minutes to look over everything. That's why it is important to learn how to write a resume and be concise. All right, so how much time do you think employers take to review your resume? 10 seconds. sometimes they spend less than 10 seconds. I think on average, they look at it and then they like put it aside and they already decided if they want to keep you or like move you on to the next round or just throw it in the trash, right? So that's why it's important to have something on your resume that can catch their eye so they want to keep you into the next round at least, right? So how do you start building a resume? So you can search on Google like free resume templates. It's really easy to do. And you don't want to use like the Google Doc ones because everyone's going to use it. So it's going to be really simple and it's going to be hard to stand out. So try to find some creative one that fits your need online. Like I think Canvas has some really great resume templates that you can also use. And it's also really creative. You can pick the color, you can choose what to design to put in, but remember to just keep it clean and readable for the person who's going to look at it, right? All right. Think about how to stand out, right? Because there's going to be hundreds and maybe even thousands of applications for just one job opening sometimes. So you always have to think about how to stand out from the crowd. So where would your reader's eyes go? The one penguin that stands out, right? The gray one right there with an orange beakish. And I think the other ones are like baby penguins that are like brown. All right. So how to make your resume pop? So the first question you should be thinking of is who are you and what are your specialties? So we talked about becoming a specialist last semester. So the same thing applies here. From reading your resume, everyone should get a sense of what your specialties and your talent are. All right, and then the next one is what do you value and where are you heading? So these are really great questions or answers you should put on your resume to make your resume pop. The second thing is to remember, last session is to show and not tell. Let's see if you can see the differences. So here is, I tutor students and help them with homework. So you can write that on your resume, right? If you're like a tutor. Does it sound good? I think it sounds okay, right? It doesn't sound so bad. Okay, now look at this. I work closely with 8 students one-on-one every session, 3 times a week for 25 weeks. I supported them with their math and biology homework. So which one sounds better? This one or this one? The one with numbers, right? The one with numbers, it also shows more details and it shows much more responsibility than this one because it's so vague. All right, now to move on. Okay, so remember to show me, not tell me. So there's a numbers rule, right? Numbers matter because it's data and it shows that you know what you're talking about. Okay, and then accomplishments, right? You can show them your accomplishments. So it shows that you worked with a sense of purpose and that you set goals. And the last one is to show your recognitions, but like legit ones, because the best smile award is probably not going to get you a job unless you're trying to get a modeling job, right? So make sure you put down recognitions and that you can prove your specialties. So the next activity is to enhance these descriptions. So this is a description here. Babysitting for parents, took care of younger brother. I'm sure most of us have done this if we have siblings before. So how would you enhance this? Using the 1, 2, 3 rule. All right. So looked after my brother for 5 days every week and for 2 hours each day. Task includes preparing snacks and helping him with homework. So which one sounds like you did more work? The latter one, right? The second one also shows more responsibility and it gives them an accurate number of how much time and dedication you put into babysitting for your parents. Okay, next one. Why Scholars Program? So that's what you did. And attended tutoring and group meetings weekly. Great. This is a great description, right? But can we make it better? Yes, we can. Okay, now look at this. Attended seminars every week to build college readiness. Attended study groups every week to develop study skills like organizing and prioritizing. So this is something you guys can put on your resume, right? Because you guys all go to Y Scholars Program. That's why you guys are watching this video and doing the assignments. So these are some examples that you can put on your resume, but don't exactly copy and paste it because that's plagiarism, right? Next is Berkeley High Jacket Reporter. Research and wrote articles for school paper. Great. You've done something for the school and you've gained experience and you've learned while you were a reporter. How can we improve this? Should we put more numbers? Should we show accomplishments? Like, what should we do here? Okay, now let's look at this. Wrote more than 20 opinion pieces on political issues in our community and in our government, local and national. Connected with and interview with more than 10 local government officials as part of my research. Wow, numbers, 20 opinion pieces. That's a lot of work. And you interviewed with more than 10 local government officials. Great. It shows that you can make connections and it shows that you have done a lot of work, right? So this is more details and it makes your resume pop even more. So this is the next activity, which is enhancing your activities this time. Okay. Hold up. Oh, because this is a video, I cannot actually help you out with this, but this will be on your assignment. So you will write down your activities and write down description for it. So you can feel free to pause this video and write some bullet points down first, or you can just go to your assignment and start working on it. And then next, and 3, this is the third rule, right? So don't stand out because of bad spelling, grammar, formatting, and readability. Sometimes, as I said at first, job interviewers or like the people who look at your application sometimes only spend 7 seconds. And if they spot a mistake, they'd be like, oh, this person is careless. They do not care what they're putting out on this resume. So they're gonna like throw it in the trash, right? Sometimes they don't care, but most of the time they do, especially if there's a lot of applicants with like perfect resumes. So next, so this is it for today. And this is my contact information is there, and that's the assignments. That's the bit.ly, but I think the YouTube description should have the assignments. And if you ever have any questions, feel free to contact me. And bye-bye. That is it for today, and thank you for watching the video.